For our final video, we're going to look at making sure that our page numbering is the way we want it by using sections, packaging our publication so that it can go to the printer, and outputting a PDF. Those are the things that we'll be doing. As you notice, I've formatted our entire book at this point. I have pictures and text on each page. I've gone through to make sure that the text falls the way I want it to. In some places I've added, well, here's a spot where I meant to add a line break so that the text fell exactly the way I wanted. And I've got pictures in. InDesign by default will give you a low resolution photo, a bad quality photo. To correct that, you can right click on the image on a PC or a Mac that's got the key set up that way, or you can control click on a PC or on a Mac, I'm sorry, and go down to display performance and choose high quality display. That'll display the image at its best possible viewing for you. I know some students get very concerned because all they see is this image that's sort of out of whack, and they want it to look really nice. InDesign does that because when you're working with a large document with lots of images and lots of things to render, it can really slow down your performance. You'll also notice I've added a cover. We'll change the display performance on that. I've added a cover, I've added a back cover. All the photos are in there. We're at this point ready to print. But the first thing I need to do, my first page of the story, you notice the story starts on page 5. Well, I don't want it to start on page 5. I want it to start on page 1. So how do I do that? Well, the tool that we use to make that happen are sections. And so the first thing I'm going to do is come to page 1 in my Pages panel, and I'm going to choose page 1, 2, 3, and 4. And on those pages I'm going to go up to Layout, and I'm going to choose Numbering and Section options. And I'm going to choose Automatic Page Numbering. That's just fine. But what I want is I want to change the style so that now I have I, double I, lowercase Roman numerals. And I'm going to go ahead and click OK. When I do that in my Pages panel, my pages will change from 1, 2, 3, 4 to I through IV. If I go to page 1, there's my page number. In this case, I want to go, since the only place we used that A master, I'm going to go into the A master and get rid of that page number. So it's no longer there. Now the problem is all of my pages have changed to this scheme. So how do I fix that? Well, I'm going to go to page 5, which is page V in this case, and my numbers have changed down here as well. And then I'm going to go back up to Layout and my Numbering and Section options. And I'm going to choose Start a Section and start at page 1 and use 1, 2, 3, 4. So now when I click OK, now I have page number 1, page number 2. I have a new little indicator right here that says this is the beginning of your section. If I need to, I can actually move that section marker to a different location. For example, now it's well, it's still there, but you can move it. And my first 4 pages, the beginning, are set 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I have page 1 as my first actual page of the story. So I've got my numbering the way I like it. The next thing I need to do is to output this document to a PDF. So I'm going to choose File, Adobe PDF Presets, And in this case, high quality print will be okay. If I was going to a printer, I might use press quality. If my printer gave me an ICC profile or a PDF preset, I might need to load it. I would do that under PDF presets define. But in this case, high quality print will be just fine. And I'm going to name it. It's going to ask me where I want to save the PDF. I'm going to go ahead and save it. And it's going to ask me, what do you want? Do you want to use all of your pages? Do you want to use a range of pages? Do you want to view it? Honestly, for this assignment, go ahead and you can just leave everything as its default and go ahead and click export. And we'll give it a minute and it'll save us a PDF. The next thing we're going to do is go File, Package. This is the most important part of working with InDesign. InDesign creates what I like to compare InDesign documents to as a collage. You have pieces that are created in maybe a word processing program, a text editor. You have pieces that are compiled from Photoshop, from Illustrator. You may have Flash files if you're doing interactive pieces, or HTML5 files. All those things are packaged together, but they don't actually reside in the InDesign document. You just have links. So I need to package my file so that I can turn it in, so that I can send it to a printer, so that I can store it with all the important components together. So I'm going to go ahead and click Package, and when I do, it's going to bring up a dialog box. And the dialog box, here's our PDF. I can get rid of that. Go back to our packaging option here. So the first thing it's going to do is it's going to ask me, well, what do you want to do? Well, in this case, I want to do the entire publication. It gives me a warning that my images are RGB. Now, the thing is that I can actually have my conversion done prior to placing something in InDesign, or I can have InDesign do the color conversion when it makes the PDF. Oftentimes now, printers will request a PDF, and if they need to make changes to your document for some reason, they might like the package file as well. Typically, if they make the changes, they charge you for that, but if you make the changes and then send them a new PDF, usually there are no additional charges. It tells me the fonts that I have. I get the links and images. Again, I have that warning that I have a couple of things going on. 28 images are using RGB. One image has a layer override. That's the cover, because I made one cover document and pulled it in two different formats. My inks, this will tell me what inks I've got, my print settings, and any external plugins. So I'm going to go ahead and click Package. The first thing it's going to do is say you need to save it. Do you want to save it? Yes, I do. Then it's going to give me the ability to put instructions in for, this is a text document that will be packaged in with the other pieces. If I need to put contact information, instructions for a printer, my contact information, phone number, email, etc. This is a great place to do that. Continue. Now it's going to ask me, where do you want to put all of this stuff? And because it's going to make a folder with the InDesign document and all of the links and the fonts that are used in this document. And I'm going to tell it, well, I just want it right here in my prepress folder. I have a folder for this class. And then it's going to give me a warning that says, if you're copying font software, that is a licensed product and you could be violating copyright law. Most of the time, your font licensing will allow you to take a copy to the printer as long as the printer uninstalls it. It is something that you need to be sure that you understand your licensing on your font software. For this class, we're just going to go ahead and click OK, and then we're going to wait. It's going to make a packaged document. And then when it's all done, the dialog box is just going to go away. But now if I navigate down to, here's my electronic prepress class. Now I have a new file in here called Betsy Tuma Peter Rabbit folder. And when I open that up, here's the instructions text. Here is the InDesign document. I have a folder with the links, so it took all of those pictures, my cover I created, and then I have a file with the fonts as well. For this class, what I want you to do is compress that folder and turn this in. So if you're on a PC, you're going to choose Send to Compressed Folder. On a Mac, I think it's just Compress. And so you're going to turn in, here's our PDF. We'll minimize this and get it in here. Here's our PDF, all 32 pages of it. And so what you're going to turn in is this PDF and then just the packaged folder, because that will have all the fonts, all the images, and the InDesign document. I can't wait to see what you do, and I hope that you have fun with this assignment.